Let's go! One small event not even tied to fishing turned this weekend from unremarkable to unforgettable. My last trip down, I only had 24 hours to fish, and I only managed 13 keepers in that entire time, and believe me, I fished most of it. But this is a new weekend. It's 4th of July weekend. I have got all day on the 3rd and all day on the 4th to see what kind of damage I can do, and I am optimistic. It's time to put a hurting on them. And I'm just trying to share my current headspace with you. I want you to know what this version of Brandon is feeling right there, because that guy is stoked. He does not have a clue what the next 18 hours are gonna do to him. And I'll be honest with you, it wasn't the easiest of days. However, it was also one of the most amazing days. So stick with me and check out this session. It's one of my more unique adventures down here on the Columbia, and I can't wait to share it with you. While current me has been running his mouth this whole time, as you can see, past me has been very busy getting that kayak down and ready to go. We're gonna wheel it up next to the car, pull out the gear, start plugging everything where it needs to go, running the wires, doing the whole shebang, and getting that bad boy ready to float. Now, when I did the Tour My Hobie video, everything was already set up, and I just kind of showed you how I had it laid out. This is a look at what it takes from actually to go from bare bones to fully set up and ready to go. It's best case scenario, about a half an hour. A little longer when people stop by and chat, and stop by to ask about the kayak, stop by to ask about fishing. It's a nice little community we have down there. Whoa, whoa, whoa. We're heading out and we're heading downriver today. I'm gonna go check closer to the mouth of one of the tributaries I like to fish. Surface temperature's up to almost 64 degrees, and that's right around the range that the spawn starts to wind down, so I'm really hoping we got some fish kicking back in the system today. It's just a little after 6 a.m. I'm getting a much later start than I intended today. I did not count on 2.5 hours of extra traffic time when I drove down yesterday. And then when I got up at 3 this morning to go out, it was dumping rain. And I have spent enough days soaking wet and cold the last few trips that I got myself a couple extra hours of sleep. The rain has mostly quit, and we're about to go find some fish. Well, that's new since the last time I was here. Creating some more structure for the fish to hide under, apparently. I bet that tree made a sound when it fell. Pretty sure those are new additions as well. Must have had a windstorm down here. And I know I mentioned my fishing community down here earlier, and here comes a member of that community right now. My good buddy Thomas heard I was in the area, made a trip over to come hang out and do a little fishing with me. He probably shouldn't have, because I was not doing so hot, and he had actually caught a few fish that morning. But again, it's part of the community. We get together, we compare notes, we help each other out, and it is invaluable. After an hour of not one single bite, Thomas pointed out that at least out front on the main stem, he was getting some bites and getting a little action. We decided it was time to pull anchor and roll. After we got out front to the main stem, turned down river and cruised down a ways, dropped anchor, got our lines wet, Thomas had the nerve to catch 2 fish right in front of me over the next hour, and I never had a bite. Shortly before noon though, he had to go turn in fish, so he packed up and headed up the river, and I had to go figure out what my day had in store.
Okay, midday update. 0. Not a bite. I started off going up the sloughs and in some tributary mouths and finding absolutely nothing in the skinny water, and I got a call from a buddy who let me know he'd had a pretty hot bite that morning out on the main stem. So I've come out to the main stem. Some rain in the area, but it hadn't really affected me yet. But it also hasn't produced any fish yet, so I'm going upriver a ways here. I'm going to go try and find some deeper water now that we're getting towards the middle of the day. I think the fish have pushed out deep, so bring you back when I know more.
And unfortunately, it honestly didn't matter what I did. This was one of those days where it was a lot more like hunting than fishing. There was certainly no catching. It's now 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I still have not found the fish. I stopped by the marina briefly to run up and set up my lights and get a couple of things to bring with me. And now I am planning on visiting an old honey hole of mine that hadn't been producing the last couple of years, so I quit going there because it's a long way away from where I launch. But we're trying something new today. I'm going back to the old honey hole and see if we can find some fish. And of course, on the way, Mother Nature's doing her thing, just being awesome. Beautiful structure in the water. Had this snake come swimming by my kayak. Not something I see very often. Maybe the 3rd or 4th time I've seen it in years.
Out on the main stem, it is absolutely ripping wind right now. Which means up where I'm at, I get to deal with the endless miles of cotton.
And honestly, I guess saying endless is not exactly accurate. There was a stretch where the breeze was blowing across the river and pushed all of it to one side, left me a little pocket of clear on the opposite side to fish. That was kind of nice. And I kept working my way farther and farther down the slough, and eventually got up kind of above, I guess, the cotton zone, because things actually started clearing up and cotton quit being so much of an issue for me, which was nice. Right here is what they call a false slough. It's kind of a slough that absolutely goes to nowhere. And if you go up it at high tide and the tide drops, you're going to sit there for 12 hours until the tide comes back in. Oh, just ask me how I know that one. Now, there's a couple things I absolutely have to have when I'm looking for new spots to fish, or in this case, spots that I haven't been to for a couple of years. My 2 favorite things are structure and choke points. And if you can find both together, that's going to be a pretty good hole that ought to hold fish and produce for you. This old Douglas fir came down several years ago, and every time I see it, it's missing a few more branches. But down underneath is like a giant cage of structure just waiting to eat your hook and lure and anything you get close to it. But it also holds a lot of fish. Well, welcome to my big fat serving of humble pie. It is 6 o'clock in the evening. I've been out for 12 hours. And I have not had a bite one today. Not even a sculpin or a peamouth or any of the other things that are usually obnoxious fish. I have not had a single hit. I started off in the slough. I got nothing. I went out to the main stem. I started at 20. I went to 30. I went to 40. I went to 50. And I found nothing at any of those depths. So now I've come back up the slough, and now I'm way up the slough. And it's been 2 more hours. And I've tried a couple different spots and have not had a single bite anywhere today. So my humble pie is delicious. I don't want to brag or nothing, but that's my first catch of the day. I am lighting it off, let me tell you. This evening, my kayak is powered by wind as opposed to manpower. Got a very healthy breeze pushing me down, so I'm letting it do the work for a little bit. It's been a long day of nothing. Don't know why I'm tired. Now, these big herons are beautiful to look at. I love having them around, but I hate when they hit your line. It's not fun, and they aren't always graceful. So, spot after spot continued to let me down and reminded me why I never really fished this area that much anymore. It just kind of dried up. I can't really explain it. It just didn't hold the numbers, or any numbers, like it used to. So I started heading back up the slough, back to some more of my current holes, did a little exploring on the way, had to check out some structure, always looking for those choke points.
Oh, good. At least we're getting back into the cotton now.
And in all honesty, when the water surface looks like this, just expect to stop a few times a day and pick all of the little cotton balls out of your guides that are gumming up the works.
So much for wind power. Sure turned into a beautiful day after all. I was fortunate enough to bump into a gentleman who was cleaning a couple of salmon and was not saving the eggs for himself and gave them to me. So I've got some eggs straight out of the fish that I'm about to give a shot and see if that'll help my chances any, because we're coming up on 8 o'clock and I'm still looking for that first bite. It's now past 8 o'clock. I'm officially entering my 14th hour and I still haven't had a bite today. This has been the most head scratcher day I've had in a long time. But it's been beautiful. It's nice to be out. Again, the view from the office, spectacular. It's now a little after 9 o'clock and I do have an update. Some bites have started, but it's definitely not the bites I want. I haven't landed a fish yet. I haven't even tried to set the hook. It's like throwing a piece of meat into a piranha tank. Just little fluttery pecks until your bait's gone. So this interesting day continues. Well, I can't say much about the fish population, but I can say that the mosquito population is very healthy down here right now. All right, the evening update. It is now 9:45. I have decided to call it, not because I'm tired, not because I'm not catching fish, but because the mosquitoes are so voracious that I can't take it anymore. Just downriver here from me, though, I saw my first positive signs of the entire day. I saw some pikeminnow jump. So I'm going to come down here and hit one more spot on my way out, but pretty sure my kayaking is done for the day. I don't know how, but somehow the mosquitoes at that second spot were worse than the first one, and there was a lot of bats. So it was swarms of mosquitoes and bats running into my line. So I think I'm going to call it a night. It is 10 o'clock, and I'm heading for shore. Everything's packed up and ready to run. I'm gonna go use the restroom, take a walk, stretch these legs just a little bit. But just because I'm retiring the kayak doesn't mean I'm not going down swinging. I'm gonna go do a little bank fishing and see if I can put a few fish in the box before I call this a day.
And just as I wrapped up my little walk, got back to my car and was about to head off, I got a beep on my phone that said, "Look up." And yeah, it was amazing. And I consider myself very fortunate to have seen this several times over the last couple of years, but it always blows my mind. The ambient light at the marina was horrible, so I drove outside of town, and by the time I got there, the clouds had rolled in, but they kind of added their own unique effect to the whole Northern Lights show anyway, so I wasn't too mad about it. And it really turned a horrible day into a great one.
I spent about an hour chasing Aurora instead of fishing, but it's now midnight. The Aurora is over with. And I'm back at the pier, and that was a bite. Well, that's a good sign. Well, we'll come back if he does. Well, I didn't get the bite on film, but I did, hopefully, get a fish. That's going to have to be measured.
And in the interest of full transparency, these were literally the first 3 fish I had caught the entire day, since 6 that morning. I didn't even care that they were short. I was just happy to be getting some bites from the right fish and actually landing something. So I'm going to get a little serious and see if we can put a couple in the bucket, because time is ticking and breathing down my neck.
Afraid those are running small. Well, here's the 4 a.m. update. My camera died right when the bite turned on. It lasted for about an hour, and it was mostly short fish. I did throw a handful in the bucket, so I'll cross my fingers. A couple of them were right exactly at the 9-inch mark, so they may or may not pass muster by the time they spent night on a bucket of ice. Anyway, I slept for about an hour and a half because I just had to. I made it till after 2 a.m., but I had to get a little sleep. So we're 4 a.m., we're hitting it hard. We got about 2 more hours before we hit that 24-hour mark.
Well, there's still a few around. Yeah, you see that guy right there? That guy right there is struggling between being devastated with the results of the fishing versus what he expected and the view he got last night.
I was going to make a joke about breakfast of champions, but after my showing yesterday, that can't be accurate because I definitely am not the champion.
Whew, apparently, welcome to the pity party. That version of me was feeling a little tired and a little cranky, but there were still a few fish around. I still had an hour or two left, and I was trying to do some damage, even if it wasn't working, but we were still catching fish, still having a beautiful sunrise after a beautiful Aurora Borealis, after a beautiful day of 17 hours in the kayak. So, honestly, maybe tired.
This is getting worse.
But life is still pretty good. 6 o'clock is fast approaching at this point. I'm desperately trying to get a couple more because at this point I haven't even covered my gas. One way, let alone round trip, let alone bait and groceries and everything else that goes into one of these adventures. So I really hate to lose money. I like the fact that I usually break even or better on most of these trips. This was just not shaping up to be one of them. And that's a reality of this fishery. It takes about 3 years, regardless of your skill level. It takes about 3 years before you can actually start making money doing this. The first year, you're gonna lose. Second year, if you're good, you might start to break even. And that third year, when you've got so many pieces of the puzzles, you can really start putting together the bigger picture. Well, that's when you can finally, honestly, start making some money doing this. And that's not just me being know-it-all. That's not just me speaking from my own experience doing this. My first year, I was warned of that simple fact by several of the pros and several of the staff who actually put on the Sport Reward fishery. So it's not just coming from me. You know, that might be the first time I've ever been skunked in my kayak. Pretty sure. Eight.
Well, all right, it is 6:15. I quit fishing at exactly 6. I'm not even sure all 8 fish will count. 2 of them are right at the 9-inch mark. It'll just depend on what technician I get today, whether they're going to take it or not. That was a tough 24 hours of fishing. I'm going to drastic change in location and see if I can have a better day today.
Well, I'm on my way to go beat the bushes some more. Maybe that's why I can't find any fish. I probably ought to thrash the water instead. Anyway, 2 of my fish, the technician said, were a 1/16 of an inch short. So I only got credit for 6 fish yesterday, and that was a brutal, brutal day to have only caught 6 fish. Anyway, I hope this finds you well. I hope you have a blessed week, and thanks for sticking with me. Please bear with me. It is going to pick up. There's good stuff on the way, I promise. Anyway, I'm about to go get after it some more, but that's going to be next week's video. I'll see you then.